All right, Assalamu alaikum. Today on MPA's podcast, we are joined by Sister Rumeysa. She is a scientist, applied AI researcher, and a community builder whose work spans across advanced technology, ethics, and service. Sister Rumeysa holds a PhD in applied AI, has contributed to patented research. She works in Innovation, Science, and Economic Development Canada on national priorities, including digital infrastructure, cybersecurity, and emerging technologies. Her journey has been shaped by navigating both secular and religious education systems, and by studying during the hijab ban in Turkey, experiences that strengthen her sense of identity, resilience, and purpose. Alongside her professional work, Rumeysa is also a founder, an active volunteer, and someone deeply committed to justice, sustainability, and service. At the upcoming Impact Conference on January 10th, she will be facilitating a workshop titled The 40-Minute Founder From Nia to Launch. Rumeysa, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you with us. How are you today?
Walaikum salam. Thank you. You?
I'm doing well, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. We are so happy to have
Alhamdulillah.
you. So, Rumeysa, before we talk about your work today, I want to start with your journey. So, how did growing up in different education systems shape the way you see the world?
Okay. Well, we spend most of our time at school. It's very, very important in shaping our character, building us, and the way we envision the world. Right. So I was lucky enough to be in both different, like, it's like the two end of the spectrum, it's like the very, very this end and then very, very that end.
Yes.
I've been in both, and the worst part is that this happened during when I was going through
Mm-hmm.
puberty.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the time you feel very, very insecure, and your character is forming. So it was very hard and challenging because like whichever I mean side of the spectrum, you just want to fit in, right? But then this part, if you want to fit in, it doesn't fit in with your values. But then you don't want to be 100%, like someone that is not in the group. Like for example, my friends would
Excluded.
talk about the excluded. Yeah, like I
Yeah.
would not have anything to talk with my friends. For example, they would be talking about where they would party this weekend, what bar that they are going. I don't even know the names of the bars, right?
Mm.
So and I'm the only one who is fasting in the whole classroom. I mean, maybe the whole school. I don't know. So like this is like very weird. So when it's like Ramadan, they all go to lunch, and I'm there. I'm not. I'm not eating. I just sit in the classroom alone. It's very weird, and it really affects you. Affects you. I don't know. I don't know if good or bad, but it really changes you.
Mm.
And then being there, it also changes your beliefs and the way you see. I don't want to say Islam, but like the way you understand.
Mm.
And then take from there, dump to the other side. Oh
Mm.
my God, the complete culture shock.
Mm.
A complete culture shock. Like all of my friends are now wearing hijab. It's not me. So I'm also now again, I'm not the, I'm
Mm.
again not in the group, right? And then now I developed this belief that I don't want to wear hijab. But then now my friends, I know I will, but not right now. Like your thoughts
Mm.
change, right?
Uh-huh.
So yeah, but then like by time you just adapt and you change. But
Mhm.
then this made me realize that like the way we perceive the world
Mhm.
and the way you process the outside information, it completely changes based on which environment you're in.
Mhm.
And then after your character builds, the way you are going to internalize and the way they will imprint your soul, that changes.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm
Yeah,
glad that happened. I don't know.
absolutely. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. It's the experiences that shape our character, the way we look at things, and I'm sure all of us, of course, we are Muslims, so all of us we've had those experiences. Wait, first we embrace the Islam, it comes on us, and then it starts making sense slowly, steadily, right? But that initial impact is sometimes it is strong. Yeah. So.
Yeah, but I mean, because we are born into a Muslim family, it
Mhm.
comes to us naturally. But then, did you really adapt? Did you really embrace it? And you will know this when you were challenged by the outside world.
Mm.
So once that happens, and then if you are still solid, then you are fully, fully embraced it. I think maybe that happened and it was a bit shaky, but alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. That was really nice, Sister Jazakallah, for sharing that. So I think that also brings it to my next question, which I had is you studied during a very challenging time, especially during the hijab ban in Turkey. So what did you experience? Like, what did that experience teach you about identity and staying grounded? Yeah, please share about that.
So I was actually maybe one of the lucky ones because I experienced when that band came almost to the end. The generations before me, like my mom's generation and the generation between us, they experienced it very, very badly. Everyone left. No one stayed in Turkey. They all left mostly to Europe. So for me, it's I don't. It's an experience I don't wish anyone goes through because it's whatever a woman wants to wear, because it will come down to that point. Because a hijab ban is just so it's unlogical. Because like, what do you ban? Do you ban the piece of cloth that I put on my head? Okay. Then I could just change that and put a very large hat, which I did. And then they allowed me to enter. So I'm like, what are you like, yani, what did, yeah, I know. I did. I put a very large hat. And they had
Okay.
some, I'm not going to get too political, but they had like 1, 2, 3 reasons that they were saying, this is why they are doing. And it's, it's for us. It's just because they think the best for me is if I cannot decide what is best for myself. So I said, okay, so 1, 2, 3, this is the reason. I took those 1, 2, 3 and I put them on a pin and I put it on my hijab and I tried to enter with that. They couldn't take those away from my hijab. They allowed me. But how? Like I went to my classroom, but then the dean would come to the classroom and pick me in front of my friends and take me out of the classroom to a room where it's just me and her and
Wow.
talk to me, like as if trying to convince me. We have a Turkish terminology for it. We call it the ikna odası. It means that it's where they convince you to do something. It's like as if they are trying to brainwash you.
Radio.
But I mean, like, I'm a teenager. I'm just 18 years old. And there is this power figure in front of me. And which took me, like, she isolated me from my classroom in front of my friends and teacher when we were having the class and take me out and talking to me just to convince me to take my hijab off. She couldn't touch the pins because those are the pins that she idealized so much.
So much. Okay.
But then it gives you like this kind of fear. But the worst part, they don't even allow you to enter, not the building, the outside boundaries of the school complex. Security guards, and it's locked, like as if you're passing through a prison,
Wow.
And then they ask you to take your hijab off right in on the street. They stripe you off a piece of clothing on your body. This is for me, not for me, for many women. They stripe you off your bodily autonomy from your decision on what you want to do with your body. I'm not even talking like the religious point, the religious freedom. Because if they were like again, but honestly, I still don't know what they were against it. Because I entered with a large hat and that was okay. So what are you against of, What is that?
Exactly. So obviously, how did that shape your, like, did it make you more solid on the identity that you wanted to carry, or how, what
Yes.
you?
Of course, well, when she actually took me to that room and she was talking to me like, my grandmother used to wear hijab, but now I'm free. I'm a modern woman. You don't need to wear. I'm like, I don't care what you wear and don't wear. Same way, you should not care what I wear and don't wear,
Makes sense.
And then I was saying that. What was her question?
How did it make you
Yeah.
strong on your identity?
So I told her, listen, if you like, because I said, you know what, I don't understand what you're against. Right now I'm with a hijab. Yesterday I was wearing a hat. So I told her, if you are against hijab and if you don't want us to wear hijab, don't put the ban. Make it free. People, it's just because like that happened and people were like not wearing hijab, And then when they put the ban, it's just people became so passionate about it and became
About it.
so strong. Because I was telling her, you know what? you don't give me, let me give you a tip. If you don't want us to be, just lift the bed. And then people are like, but because you're doing this, and now you just awaken the goat, that
Yeah,
stubborn goat that's inside me. Now I will never, ever take it off.
absolutely.
Oh my
Absolutely.
God. The anger on her eyes.
Yeah. No,
So
without
yeah, I mean,
going.
it's now I'm really, really solid. I
Mhm.
don't think anyone can take my hijab off.
Beautiful.
And actually the thing about it, this wasn't in the constitution, in the Turkish constitutional law,
Mhm.
okay? This
Mhm.
was just a practice that people were doing. So we learned all of this because we were working with lawyers, with politicians, and with newspapers and stuff. So when we learned about this, and then we went to the dean, then we went all the teachers, they keep blaming the other. Oh, I'm not doing
Mm,
it, it's the dean that is forcing me. And then no, it's not me, it's the teacher doing it. I said, you know what, I'm gonna take that burden out of you. I was so solid. I was one of the only persons who went all the classrooms
mhm.
and telling my friends, you know what, wear your hijab proudly. There is no law, there is nothing they can enforce you. So wear it. And I thanked her while I was doing that. Thank you for making me so passionate about this.
Beautiful.
I will not forget her name, her face, anything. Thanks to her. Made me a very solid hijabi.
Beautiful. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. No, yeah, definitely, sister. If you look at the world around without going too political and
Yeah.
not digressing, if you look around the world, right, the more you push people against something, the more people actually get curious. Like, why? Why? Why are we being told this? And we're seeing that today. Even though there's great devastation happening, great tragedy happening, but people are opening towards what does Islam actually teach. So this is beautiful, and this
Yeah,
definitely shapes us,
exactly.
right? Exactly. So amidst all this, right, you still followed a demanding academic path through physics, data science, and AI. So what kept you going through those years, right? Like, it was difficult, like all this, being 18 years old, all this happening, but you chose, these heavy academic path. So what kept you going?
Well, you grew up hearing from your parents how they were not given the chance. So I'm telling you about this hijab ban stuff. And of course, there was other things that were going on in Turkey. So
Hmm.
like, for example, my mom, she couldn't go to university because it wasn't safe, right? I'm not talking about hijab ban, like people
Hmm.
were getting killed and stuff. So and also like my father too, he was only able to do to a certain point because again, it wasn't safe. So now I'm giving this opportunity that is here. And also my fellow combatants,
Hmm.
hijabis, they couldn't go, right? And now there is this whole gap where we have no one to look up to. And also there is no one there who responds to our needs. So I see this gap, right? And for example, when I was going to university, my teachers, they were challenging me. I was one of the only persons in the classroom wearing hijab, challenging me and challenging my beliefs, looking at my eyes and telling me some things from Islam and trying to disprove them scientifically. So, and being in that position, you're a power figure, you're affecting all the minds around you. So I see all these needs. I see like people, like I see the gap that we need to fill. And I saw that, and I am giving this privilege, this like, let's call it blessing. Now
Hmm.
it's my duty and responsibility to the community.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's why I did, and I did what I can, alhamdulillah.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, and is there any reason why you chose digital infrastructure, AI, and these areas? Was there anything that brought your interest, or you foresaw that if I look at studying these fields, this will really help in this way in the future? Was there any particular reason?
Yes, so I was very, very into science. Even when I was a kid, I had a journal. I would keep it with me.
Hmm.
Whatever I see outside in the world, I would like, if it gets my interest, I would just like note it down. So I was always into science and math. I
Hmm.
saw math as the language of science.
Hmm.
But then what science I should go and pursue? I saw physics because I saw physics as a way that tries to explain the universe around you. And I was so into that. I had so many questions, you know, and I was like, at one point, I was like writing down questions. If I die, not if, when I
Mhm.
die, if
Mhm.
I go to heaven, I will ask Allah to, as a kid, I was like, because I can't find the answer. So that's why I chose physics. And while I was doing my undergrads, I met this professor who came from CERN,
Mhm.
the Large Hadron Collider experiment in Switzerland.
Mhm.
And his conference was amazing. It was just like my eyes were like sparkling. So I'm like, okay, I think that's what I want to do. So I think the next year I attended a workshop there. I went there, I met, oh my God, it was amazing.
Mhm.
You know, the experiment,
Mhm.
and then the experiment happens here. And then around it, labs. They collect all the data. One of the labs was the medical physics
Mhm.
and computational physics. So, you know, like I'm a curious person. I keep asking questions.
Mhm.
So I was asking, and then they told me, like, I ask, what is the most challenging thing that you are facing? Because I wanna get ready for the future,
Mhm.
right? So they told me they don't have physicists who understand data and
Mhm.
who can process large amounts of data.
Mhm.
I said, okay, that's what I'm gonna go for data science. And so that's why I pursued data science.
Beautiful.
But then, yeah, data science was amazing. Trying to make, like, you have all this data in a computer and you're trying to make sense of it. That's
Mhm.
exactly what I was looking for. And it gave me so much satisfaction, you know? I love it. It's like you're extracting information and meaning. Yeah. And then from there, what is the next step? What's the future? It was the machine learning
Mhm.
back then, and now it's AI. So
Mhm.
that's how I'm here.
Beautiful, beautiful. So alongside your career, and now you've also started a business as well, right? So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about your business as well.
So growing up,
Mm-hmm.
my mom used to always make the clothes that we wear, even our school
Mm-hmm.
uniform. We did not buy it.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up with that mentality. Whenever we liked something or we wanted, my mom would just make it. And she
Make.
was really good. So, and once you have someone so talented like that at home, you don't learn anything because, you know, she can do it. But then I came here and I realized I can't even do simple things. Like my kids, I have two boys.
Mm-hmm.
And the first part of their clothing that go bad is their knees. And
Mm-hmm.
I found myself that I can't even fix that. I can't even man that, right? And then I grew up with this strong sense of israf. I can't put anything to garbage. We need to use it, make use of it. And I'm like, okay, I can't do it. I can't send it back to Turkey to my mom. So I need to learn it, right? So once I get into that, I realized that in this country, we have so much, so many stuff. And people are just, you know, throwing stuff, getting rid of it because it has minor, or maybe like large imperfections. So when, you know, as a Muslim, when we see something wrong or we see that not wrong, like see something that can be fixed,
Mm-hmm.
and if no one else is doing, it becomes a fardoniyah, right? So I'm
Yes.
like, okay, so this is like what Allah shows me. And I kind of like adopted that I need to do something. So I started slowly. It was a hobby. And then
Mm-hmm.
it grew up and now it became this upcycling business that I own.
Great.
It's an online thrift and upcycling.
Uh-huh.
So now, alhamdulillah.
Mashallah, mashallah.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, sister. What you told there was so beautiful. As Muslims, when we see something that can be corrected or guided well, it becomes a fard on us. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And so one thing is, apart from you have a beautiful career and you have a business, but service and volunteering has always been a part of the picture of service and volunteering. So why is that important? Why is service so important? Why is volunteering so important for whatever you're doing?
Stewardship, right? That's one of the core beliefs, core pillars that should shape our character as a Muslim. So my mom was a teacher. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know the terminology for it. Like she was responsible of the female section of the mosque in
Hmm.
the neighborhood that we lived. She was working under the government. So, and that job comes with responsibilities. It's not only teaching Quran, teaching how to pray, this kind of stuff, but also the part that's the community service, right? So I was with my mom doing whatever she's doing. I was there always helping her. That also helped me develop this strong sense of social justice. And I don't know, I've always been very drawn to wealth, equality, for example. If I see someone else suffering and if I'm in a better condition than them, we need to do something, right? We need to help ease their pain or make their situation better. So, yeah. So, I mean, not the first years that I came because I was a newcomer, but once, my feet were strong, like stepping on the ground, started immediately. And now we have these two volunteer groups where we are helping the community. It's just, and I just combine that with my business too. Whatever donation that comes to my business and whoever needs in the community, we just donate it directly. That's why my business is a social enterprise rather than a for-profit corporation, right? And that's how that's actually what I'm going to talk about in my workshop. That's how every Muslim, when they own a business, that's what I believe we should do.
Mashallah. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So with this, so how do you personally define success?
That's something I'm still working on because I don't know. I still you won't believe I have this meltdowns sometimes, and I'm like I'm crying, and my husband's like, I feel very unsuccessful, and he's like, what are you talking about? So I still don't know. That's one thing I'm still exploring. I don't know. I really don't know. I think that's a very deep question because what is the line? Where do you put the line that you pass and you feel like that you're successful now? Or even let's say that I feel that I am successful. What is next? What do we do now? And why do we even have to feel I'm a curious person. Like we can talk long.
Yeah.
Why do we even need to feel successful? Why are we putting a milestone? What is before that? What's that? And what's after that? I don't know.
Yeah. Makes sense. Sometimes it's okay not to know.
Do you know?
Even I
Do
don't
you
know.
know? Do you
Even
know?
I don't know. Even I don't know. Yeah, off lately, as
Are
you
you
grow older,
successful?
just as you mentioned, sometimes you feel if you don't measure your success with the worldly things, there are things that Allah is blessed. Alhamdulillah, I have a family, I have a beautiful family, I have cats, I have a home. Alhamdulillah, right? Even sometimes, even that is success.
Yeah,
Sometimes, like,
of course.
no,
Alhamdulillah.
right? Sometimes you still want to do so much more for the community, for yourself,
Yeah.
for your family. Yeah, I think sometimes it's very confusing. It is confusing. But when you look at some people who are very content, they say, if I'm content, that is success for me, right? So if I'm doing my supposed to do, that is success for them. So yes, as you rightly mentioned, sometimes we don't know, and I think it's okay. And I think it's absolutely fine. Perfect. So sister, you're involved in so many meaningful spaces, right? I'm curious, what made you want to or interested to align with Muslim Professionals Association, if I may ask?
Wow. I was seeing the need something like this to happen in the community.
Hmm.
And I was like, but I can't do it. I'm already doing something like this. And I'm like, I wish someone else please see the need to and do something. And when I met you guys, I was so happy.
Alhamdulillah.
Because when I was an undergrad and going through all that challenges, I felt the need. I felt the need to have professional space where we can look up to, where they can feed us, right? There was not much for us. We had to create our own space. We had to do readings, get ready for it. But I'm so happy that you have it now. It's
Alhamdulillah.
just, it helps you build your character.
Hmm.
And we are talking about leadership, we are talking about this and that. But that means nothing if you don't have the knowledge. If you don't have, and that knowledge gives you the strength within your character. So, and I believe that you guys are creating that. You are creating the network, which is so important. I'm just so happy to be a part of it, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah. Likewise, sister, we are very happy to connect with like-minded professionals who share the values of giving back to the community, who look beyond themselves and think big, right? How can we support each other? How can we make strong? One of the bigger visions that we have is, mashallah, we have beautiful organizations who are at the forefront of taking care of people when they are in need or in tragedy. But MPA is one of the bigger vision is to create ourselves so strong that we don't get to that place of being into a tragedy. So that's one of the bigger
Exactly.
visions. Inshallah, we are likewise. We are very happy to have
Exactly.
connected with you.
Love it.
What do you think we are trying to do differently from other organizations? Do you feel as from an MPA perspective?
I think you are creating the network. For me, network is very, very important.
Mm-hmm.
Like those business schools, for example,
Mm-hmm.
that people go and, they want to learn how to do business. Whatever information they can get it anywhere out there. We have YouTube, university, they can learn anything anywhere. But what you can't get anywhere else is the network. Because, everyone in that high-end school, they will all be successful and they will all create the next big, large businesses. So I think that's what you're doing. Like picking all these high potential professionals and
Yes.
bringing them under one roof. And that makes you so much stronger than anyone else.
Absolutely. They say, right, your net worth is equal to your network. So the more you build your network,
That's it.
so yeah, that's super important. Inshallah, that's what we are planning to do and working towards. So if I may ask in few words, how do MPA's values, right? Because we tell proudly that MPA is a not for profit but a very value strong organization. So what values, how do MPA's values, character, community, and career connect with your journey, if I may ask?
So what really captured me was when I was talking to Brother Hakkani is I think, I don't know how to say this, and I know it in Turkish. Yani aynı şeyle dertlenmek. I feel like we both carry the wound of the same, or we see the wound of the same problem. And like we can see the core, like just like as you said, rather than offering, I'm not saying that's bad, rather than offering emergency response, making our community so strong that we don't need that. So I am drawn to that too. When we are even like over in volunteering and what we are doing, it's not only helping people like finding them close and whatever. No, we want them to be strong. We want them to be community builders, not only someone, like a miskin, someone who is in need and you constantly help them. No, I want you to be strong and I don't want any more, So that's the part that I'm very, very drawn to and hopefully I can contribute.
Inshallah. I'm sure, sister, you will be able to, and we are very happy to have you. So, sister, you're facilitating a workshop at the Impact Conference on January 10th. I'd love to talk about that.
Yes, inshallah.
So the workshop's name is, I love the workshop's name. It's called the 40-minute
Thank you.
fountain from Nia to launch. So in simple words, what is this workshop about? And for our listeners, where will you be traveling from to deliver this workshop at the conference?
So I'll be coming from the capital, Ottawa to Halifax. My first time ever. So I
Beautiful.
hope you all show up because I want to meet all of you.
Beautiful.
Yeah, in the workshop, I want everyone to come up with not come up, but I want them to tell me what problem they have seen in the community and what solution they want to offer. Because I believe that's why, if anyone ever is going to have a business, that's why they should have a business. So what problem they have seen. And if they don't have anything, they can just come up with a personal problem and that they want to solve it. And then it's just a short time. So I was like, what can I even do in 40 minutes? But it's okay. We're going to do a very, very fast-paced workshop. So that's going to be our NIA. We're going to start with that we want to solve this problem in the community. And then we will launch the business at the end of the workshop. And we will imprint Islamic values into it, which is what they call it here in Canada as having a social enterprise. That a business with strong service to community, women, children, and nature, like whatever that their business model
Mm-hmm.
relates to. In short sense, that's what we will do, inshallah. We
Inshallah.
will talk about the characteristics,
Mm-hmm.
skill set that a founder should have. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, it's too long. We'll be only talking about a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
We will also talk, actually, like being a founder is a mistake. It's a profession of prophets. We will also talk about that too. So yeah,
Beautiful, beautiful. Looking forward to it. So
inshallah.
since this is business, so who is this workshop for, and what problem does this workshop help people solve? What I mean is, okay, now I have a Nia. How do I solve the problem of getting started? Right. That is where people need momentum. They need the push. Hey, do this, this, this. Now you're ready to go. So what does this workshop help people solve? You think?
Sometimes you get so much lost in your own thoughts. That's
Mm,
one of the things about one of the limitations for a founder. You
mm,
just overthink. I think that I tried to, because I did that too. By the
mm,
way, I went through that too. And then I just came to this realization. I said, you know what? No, just jump.
mm,
Sometimes you plan, but sometimes you just need to jump and just do it. That's it. Just make it happen. So what I try to do actually there, hopefully, I want to meet with everyone and I want to understand what is holding them back. And I want to remove that barrier.
mm,
And if they really have the fire inside them,
mm,
I know nothing about sewing. Now I'm making winter jackets because my whole life, when I told my mom, she was like, "Oh, I can't believe I tried to teach you all these years. You were right next to me. You didn't learn." I didn't have the fire, I didn't want to. But now I feel it, like I'm burning inside. I wanna do it. And I learned it in 6 months. I learned it, but my mom couldn't teach me for like 30 years. I learned it
mm.
in 6 months because
Wow.
why? I wanted to do it. So I want to find what drives them. What is that thing? What is that fire inside you? And
Mm,
let's transform that into a business and let's solve something that will serve the community.
mm.
Inshallah. I mean, like
Inshallah, inshallah. Beautiful, beautiful.
hopefully.
Hopefully, inshallah, inshallah. No, I'm sure this is so important, right? There was one question that really struck me. Somebody recently asked me as well. If you knew that you wouldn't fail, then what would you do, right? There's
Mm,
so many things that we would do just because we overthink ourselves so much, and sometimes we take ourselves very seriously. Just if we that overcoming that part of overthinking, I think we'll do amazing things. Yeah,
yeah,
really looking forward for the workshop, inshallah. So,
inshallah.
inshallah. So
So
you
are you
mentioned,
coming?
yes, I will
Are you
be
coming?
there. I will be there. I
Okay.
will be there.
Work on your problem.
Yes, yes, yes. So I have a business, alhamdulillah. So
Okay, don't
I
worry.
learn I learn a thing or two from you for sure.
No, astaghfirullah.
So you mentioned the importance of action, but right before the action, your workshop also says Nia, right? So what
Yeah.
what is the importance of having that intention, or what is the weight that intention carries before action?
That Nia is what's going to ground you.
Hmm.
And you will face a lot of problems, complications, even like you will burn out. I quit so many times. I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know what I'm doing. Do I even want to do this? But then I go back to my Nia, why I started. That's the one. That's the motivation, right? Like whenever you hit those lows, that's what brings back you up. So that's very important. Actually, now I went to an artist and I make that person carve that on a wood and I put it on my warehouse. So when I'm like, oh my God, I have back pain, I can't lift this bin. And then I just like, when I'm lifting, I look at that, I'm like, girl, go, go, go.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. No, this is amazing, sister. This is amazing. Really enjoying the conversation, and thank you for sharing it so openly, right? So, one of the last questions that I have is before we wrap up. So, what happens when people separate faith from their work or ideas?
So
How
that's
important does faith play? Faith.
so that's I think secularism. That's what we did, right? Back in Turkey.
Hmm.
Okay, so I speak Turkish. Turkish is my
Hmm.
mother tongue. So I don't understand Arabic that much. But once I started learning, I learned the word deen. It
Hmm.
means the way of life, right? The way you live.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what Islam is about. Islam is not in the mosque, you pray and you come back. Islam is what shapes your whole life, all aspects of life. The way you sleep, right? There's
Mm-hmm.
a certain way that we sleep. The way you sleep, the way you even enter a room, exit a room. So it only makes sense that you imprint all of these into your business too. So how can you take that and throw it away and have this something a hollow?
Absolutely.
This brings meaning. It feels it. So
Mm.
yeah.
That was very beautifully put, sister. So, what would you say? What would you say somebody who is unsure about attending the conference or being part of these networking or putting themselves out there, right? What would you say somebody who is unsure about? Hey, I am not sure if I should attend the impact or not. Well, what would you say to them?
You have to come. You have to come. You'll meet. I mean, what are the chances that you will meet? Like, I will meet you, for example. I want to meet you. I want to talk to you. Okay. So, when I was a kid, whenever my mom was meeting with, or my father was meeting with the elderly and whoever, I was always there sitting and listening to them because, like, there is so much you can learn from other people that you cannot learn from books, you cannot learn from your own experience. You will be contained in that environment. But now I'm here and I'm just getting all of that life experience concentrated like a pill and swallow it. Where else will you get it? Like this is how I see it. Whenever there is something, whenever there is a gathering, I always try to go and I always meet with people, ask questions, learn from them. It's a free life lesson. You cannot buy. You cannot buy. Where will you find it? Give the money and take it where?
Correct.
So I'm coming. Please come.
Yeah.
If you think that you will not get anything from you, I'm sure I will get something from you. So come and let's meet.
Yes, Alhamdulillah. That's beautifully put. So, if a young Muslim professional is listening and thinking, I have ideas, but I don't feel ready, what would you tell them?
So I think that's why you have the mentorship program, right? So let me tell you something. My whole family is civil servants. We have no one who owns a business. I'm the person first. I'm the first in so many things in my family. The first teenagers to wear hijab, first person to do master, only person to have PhD, only person to have a business. So I don't have role models, and I had to do a lot of mistakes, trial and errors. Went through so many obstacles, like to come to this point. So if you have questions and if you're not sure, just come. You know what? Even maybe at the end of the workshop, you will say, okay, I think now I'm so clear. This is not for me. You will just cross that chapter of your life. Don't waste your time and move on to something else. For sure, you will get something. You will get so many answers. So don't lose this opportunity.
Absolutely beautiful. No, it's very important to know sometimes it's not just what you have to do, it's always also good to know important what not to do. And I think
Yeah,
that was a very important point that you mentioned. Business is not for everybody. And likewise, job is
yeah,
not for everybody. Some people are not carved out for job and some people are not carved out for business. And I think that's how the balance is maintained as well, right?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Exactly. So, if someone wants to learn more about your work or reach you after this, what's the best way to connect with you, sister?
On my socials. I'm very active on social media.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. So that would be your most preferred is LinkedIn or Instagram or
Actually both, yeah. LinkedIn and Instagram.
perfect.
Yeah.
So I will link both the bios. Is that okay if I put your link below?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Thank you.
Perfect. Perfect. So sister, thank you so much for your time, your
You
clarity
too.
and
You too.
reminding us that building with intention still matters, right? Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much for this, and we will look forward to your workshop at the conference. And yeah, we're just excited to have you. Inshallah, we'll have more of these conversations. Inshallah.
Inshallah. Okay. Me
Jazakallah.
too. Take care.